Hey everyone, welcome back to the London Perspective. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be talking about the latest episode of HBO's The Last of Us and how it's been making waves as one of the most romantic episodes of the year. As a big fan of the game, I was really excited to see how the show would adapt the story, and I have to say, I was not disappointed. This episode takes a bold departure from the usual storyline and instead tells a beautiful, bittersweet love story amidst the apocalypse. I think it's a great reminder that even in the darkest of times, love can still thrive. So, let's dive into how this episode came to be. The creator of the show, Craig Mazin, wanted to give the audience a moment to breathe after the first two action-packed episodes. He thought that by episode 3, it was important to show a little bit of what life was like between Outbreak Day and the present day, but he wanted to do it through the lens of relationships. He decided to focus on two characters from the game, Bill and Frank, who had a very different relationship in the game than what we see in the show. In the game, Bill is a mission-based character who interacts with Joel and Ellie, but in the show, we see a decades-long love story between him and Frank. It's a great example of how the show is able to take elements from the game and adapt them in a new and exciting way. One of the things that I found really interesting about this episode is the way it explores the different kinds of love that can exist in this world. Craig Mazin said that the episode is about this dichotomy of people that love to nurture and people whose love is manifested through protection. Personally, I think that's a really powerful message. It's easy to think of love as just one thing, but in reality, there are so many different ways that we can show love and care for others. And I think it's really important to recognize that, especially in a world as dark and dangerous as the one in The Last of Us. Another thing that stood out to me about this episode is the way it celebrates the idea of art. One of the characters, Frank, is an artist, and he brings that into Bill's life. Craig Mazin said that he wanted to show that paying attention to things is how we show love. I think that's a really beautiful sentiment. It's easy to get caught up in the practicalities of survival in a world like this, but Frank reminds us that there's still beauty in art to be found. And I think that's something that we can all relate to, whether we're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse or not. Well, that's all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed our discussion of The Last of Us and how it's making one of the most romantic episodes of the year. As always, thank you for tuning in to the London Perspective. If you want to keep the conversation going, head over to our social media channels and let us know what you thought of the episode. And if you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out on HBO. I promise you won't be disappointed. Until next time, stay safe and keep an open mind.